How do you solve an ancient mystery? You find clues left behind by people from the past, piece them together, and learn about their lives. Today, we're going to unearth one of the most spectacular discoveries in human history, the Dead Sea Scrolls. In 1947, a shepherd chasing a lost goat tossed a stone into a cave near the Dead Sea. The sound of breaking pottery echoed back. Inside, nestled among the shards, lay one of the greatest discoveries in history, or, as the shepherd probably saw it, some old broken jars. And it would be a few years before people realized what those jars actually held. But let's rewind further, way further. To understand the Dead Sea Scrolls, we have to go back to ancient times. Imagine you're a Jew living in the region of Judea, in the Middle East, around 200 BCE to 70 CE. The time is known as the Second Temple era, because the First Temple, Solomon's famed Holy of Holies, had been destroyed centuries earlier. This is when and where Judaism began to take shape. Now, imagine you're not just any Jew, but a member of a secretive religious community living in the desert, waiting for the end of days. You and your fellow believers, perhaps known as the Essenes, copy sacred texts and hide them away in caves for safekeeping. Maybe you write down rules for your community, or make copies of the Torah to distribute. And then, one day, Roman legions arrive, and you flee, leaving your treasured books behind. Fast forward now to 1947. As we heard, a Bedouin shepherd stumbled upon clay jars in a cave near the Dead Sea, in an area called Qumran. Over the next decade, archaeologists unearthed more than 900 manuscripts in 11 caves. The thrill of discovery made headlines worldwide. These weren't just any ancient documents, they were the oldest surviving copies of the Hebrew Bible ever found, over 1,000 years older than any previously known, and they spanned a period of roughly 1,000 years, dating back to 250 BCE, 270 CE. What's more, these weren't just religious texts. The collection included prayers, sectarian writings, and community rules. We even found biblical texts, like Isaiah, which mentioned the destruction of Jerusalem, penned more than 1,000 years before it happened. There were commentaries offering new insights into familiar stories and apocalyptic prophecies predicting the end of days. To this day, the Dead Sea Scrolls remain a staggering testament to the care taken with books in ancient times. The discovery was so monumental that scholars started working on a critical edition of the texts in 1953, and yet there's still work to be done. Some scholars say up to 75% of the library remains undiscovered, hidden in the caves of Qumran, waiting for someone to find them. Of course, not everyone was happy with the publicity. After all, it says one thing to study ancient texts in a quiet office, and quite another to have crowds clamoring for a glimpse of history. For decades, access to the scrolls was limited, fueling wild conspiracy theories. Some said the scrolls contained secret gospels or shocking revelations that the church wanted to suppress, and there were even stranger tales. Perhaps you've heard of the Cave of the Scrolls, which supposedly contains a trove of gold and precious gems hidden by King Solomon. Of course, that's just a legend. Today, things have changed. Most of the Dead Sea Scrolls have been digitized and can be viewed online. The earliest biblical manuscript, edited according to the original autographs, not copies, was published in 2021. Thanks to these amazing finds, researchers are constantly re-evaluating their understanding of ancient Judaism. But the big question remains, who wrote them and why? Most scholars believe the scrolls were copied by the Essenes, an enigmatic Jewish sect living in the harsh environment of the Judean desert. Their way of life centered around strict rules and rituals, including communal property and celibacy. They were also known for their knowledge of herbal medicine and their connection to the Dead Sea. In fact, the community likely used the salty waters as a natural preservative. Some scholars argue, however, that the scrolls weren't created by the Essenes, but by the priests of Jerusalem's temple. In the 1st century, the temple was the center of Jewish life, housing the Ark of the Covenant and serving as a place of worship and scholarship. When war broke out, the priests may have hidden the scrolls in caves to protect them from falling into enemy hands. No matter who wrote them, the Dead Sea Scrolls offer a remarkable window into the past. We see the evolution of ancient Judaism, the rise of monastic communities, and the formation of ideas that shaped Christianity. We also get a glimpse of daily life in the ancient world, from the tools used by scribes to the raw materials used to make paper. And all thanks to a curious shepherd with a good eye for detail. So what do you think? Do you know about other ancient artifacts that have changed our understanding of the past? Share your thoughts below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on History Dude BC.